Hello everyone. Today we are talking about Next of Kin. A lot of people, don't know what Next of Kin actually is all about. There are a lot of misconception about Next of Kin. You see that at times people fight over who will be the next of kin. You see some wives fighting to be the next of kin of their husbands, not because of any other thing, but because they believe that it's the next of kin that will inherit what the man has or will have access to the man's fund if he's not there. But that is not the truth. A lot of people believe that the next of kin is the person that will have direct access to the man's wealth in the event of anything. But that is not the truth. That is not what the next of kin stands for. Next of kin stands for information in terms of emergency. That is, your next of kin is the next person that people will call if anything happens to you and in time of emergency to obtain information about you. No financial institution will give access to your next of kin if anything happens to you. No. There are other things. There are things that anybody, whether next of kin or no next of kin, if they meet up with the requirements that will only give them access to your wealth or to your finance anywhere and not next of kin. People don't know exactly what next of majority of the people, the elite, yes, both educated. I didn't know it's not been long I got to know that the next of kin is not even someone that will inherit your wealth or someone that will have direct access to your finance if anything happens to you. Rather, the next of kin is someone that can be reached, is your close relative, that the next person that can be reached if anything happens to you. Maybe assuming you were in a queue and maybe you fainted or something like that, or maybe you are no longer there on this earth. The, anything happens to you, if anything urgent happens to you and they need emergency, the next person to call is your next of kin to provide the necessary information or to be alerted, about anything about you. And not that he's the one or she's the one that will have access to your wealth. It is not so. So, for those of you that fight over who will be the next of kin, I will be the next of kin, or something like that, because maybe you think it's you that will have access to the person's fund if anything happens, you are just fighting for nothing. You're fighting for nothing. In my next post, in my next video, I will tell you what to do or what a person needs to do in order to have access to your fund if anything happens to you, whether next of kin or no next of kin. So next of kin is just there to provide information or for the people to alert them or to be alerted in case of anything in terms of emergency about you. That is what next of kin stands for. Next of kin is no one that will inherit your wealth. It is not true. Nobody will give any next of kin access to your wealth except they meet up with that requirement that is needed, of which if anybody that is not next of kin brings it, the person can as well have access to your destiny. This involves going to court to obtain certain requirements, which I will talk about in my next video. In my next video, I will tell you what someone needs to do in order to have access to your inheritance or in order to be given such a chance, even in financial institution. No one is going to, like I said, give any next of kin anything. The next of kin doesn't have the rights that you people think that he or she has. It is not so. There are a lot of misconception about next of kin all round, both from the elite, but for everybody, majority are ignorant of truly who a next of kin is. And that is why I said, let me do this video, because I have been seeing from observation, yes, and from experience, people think that a next of kin is, that is the major reason. If you ask people, that's the major reason why they write such, why they have put those they put as next of kin. They feel that it is those people that will automatically inherit or have access to their fund if anything happens to them. But it is not so. It's not so, my brother. It's not so, my sister. Anyway, I still urge you to further make your investigation and then confirmation. Confirm from a legal personnel what next of kin is all about, or if it is true that a next of kin is not that person that will have access to your phone. So in case you're preparing one person like that, that is this person, you have not done enough. If you're preparing maybe one person like this, that is the person that is going to, and that's why you put the person as next of kin, you have not done enough, because if anything happens to you, the person will not have any access to your finance. Nobody is going to give that person that chance or that freedom. Rather, if anything happens, the person is the first person that will be alerted, and the person will now, spread the message or information about you to the rest of the people, to your friends and families. So, if anything happens, the next of kin is to be alerted and not to inherit your wealth. Thank you. I hope you understood this video. Anyway, I would still want to know your thoughts about this topic. What did you know before now? What did you think about next of kin? Anything, your opinion, I always adjust. Whatever you think, whatever you feel about any topic I discuss here, please put it down in the comment section. Like I do say, it's not only from me or from the topic that I discuss that people will learn. People can always learn from you, your own opinion, your thoughts. We share ideas on Bonded Hearts. In case you're just joining, or in case you're just seeing my face for the first time, my name is Uchechukwu Idam, and this is Bonded Heart. This is where I discuss issues that affect us in life, from relationship, to family issues, family affairs, and anything that affect families, especially that affect relationship, especially, and that affect us in totality in the society. From me to you now is bye bye, and thank you for joining. Please do share and subscribe. In case you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you.